he's got an entourage, and he's got a touchdown.
The impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
There, he's got it. End zone. Touchdown Titans. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
What is good, people? What is good? It's Sunday, and you know what that means. We are live on all the social media platforms that you like. That's Facebook, that is YouTube, that is Twitch, X. We are all over the place, man. But it's time for the football frame of mind, man. So you know the particulars, but before we get to that, how you doing, bro?
It's a good day. We are on a 3-month kick where the views are through the roof, and all we can think is the man upstairs and all you guys watching. If you're not already subscribed, definitely check out all those platforms. But first of all, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where all the magic happens. If you like the video, like it, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification too for any time that we drop short, streaming, or the weekly show every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You will never miss a beat. You'll always be on par. And, man, you won't miss anything.
Yes, sir. I agree. We are off the chain, man. The views have been crazy. We are excited to be, officially content creators, man. Like this is cool, right? We've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and it's taking a lot of shapes and forms, man. Like, we done started on Zoom. Tell you all the time. Watch our old stuff, bro. It's quite good.
Not the picture quality.
But the quality's bad, bro.
The content's always been good at heart. It's just you got to understand that you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, man. Zoom ain't what it's all cracked up to be, man. Like it's like you're doing business. That's what you do a Zoom call for. You can't really do.
We was doing business. It just wasn't too. It wasn't too pretty a business.
Do a podcast on Zoom, man. It's kind of hard, dog. Like it's tough, but nonetheless, man. We appreciate all 27,000 subscribers that we have, man. Can you believe that? Started at 0, and now 27,000. So
in a year and a half, a little over a year and a half.
Yeah, so I can definitely appreciate that. But let's get started on today's show, man. We got a little bit of a surprise for y'all at the end, but I shortened that up though. It's a short story, see? So, y'all know the logo. Y'all know the logo, man. Y'all know it. The SEC has been a top dog for a long time. Championships, great coaches, great players, man. But I pose this question, which is in the next thing, man. In this new era of college football, is the SEC falling behind the pack, man? It's been a couple years since we done won a national championship for the conference. Seems like the scales have been balanced a little bit, through this whole NIL transfer portal era. Coaches getting paid $10 million, right? Some stand because they know they got a shot to make the playoffs now. Don't need the big program no more. So I want to get your opinion on this, man. Are they falling behind the pack, or at least the Big Ten, because they won the last 2?
I wouldn't necessarily think so. I mean, I think the Big Ten is kind of just taking the model of the SEC and kind of just like repackaged it. And obviously NIL helps close the gap. But I don't really think that. I mean, it just comes out to really the teams that are going to be better coached and who's going to end up like putting it together at the right times. I think the SEC still have the better rosters. I think the talent is still going to be the best in the SEC. I think the competition is still the best in the SEC. I think the SEC pulls the best talent in the country. It doesn't matter if they're in the southern part of the country, if they're in the Northeast, if they're in the West Coast, Midwest. I don't think it matters. Yes, it doesn't necessarily look good for an outside looking in perspective because obviously, like you said, they haven't won the last two, but they're always in the conversation. And I feel like going forward, the SEC is going to continue to get better. They're going to continue to adapt, and they're going to continue to right things maybe they weren't doing right in the past. But the coaches are really good. The talent is there. I don't think they're behind the pack at all.
All right, well, here's my rebuttal. I think they are, man. I think they're behind at least the Big Ten, right? Everybody else is kind of, close to the situation, right? But I think the Big Ten has found a way to really put their top teams in position, man. Like, Ohio State, Oregon now, like they really position themselves to get at least 4 teams into the playoff, man. Every year that we got this 12 team. So then you add the fact that you got this transfer portal where, all right, we know we got a good crop of skill players, but if we hit on this quarterback every year, we gonna be good, right? And as far as the SEC concerned, man, nobody's really stepped up to really be like, oh, y'all think y'all go win again? I ain't really seen that. Now this is where the Bamas of the world come in there. It's like, all right, enough of this, right? But we ain't even that good, especially at quarterback. We don't even know. We got a 3-horse quarterback battle right now. So we don't know, but I think the star quarterback, we need that. I think last year coming into the season, a lot of people was looking at Carson Beck being that dude, and that kind of fell off. And then you think, oh, well, Jalen Milroe, man, he's got all this skill set. And then it's like, nah, he ain't ready yet. So, then you get Tennessee in there, and their quarterback ain't necessarily there. Although I do think he's going to take a step forward.
He's still young, though. I mean,
yeah, I think he's going to take a step forward this year. But, like I said, there's no established star like we've had the past few years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they've fallen behind the pack just a skosh when it comes to the Big Ten and their ability to get those high value quarterbacks, man. So speaking of quarterbacks, bro, this is the next thing, man. The transfer quarterback, look at it, going places, making money, going to new spots. The stock market is going up. Look at that.
I see a random hand back there. Look at the football behind him, and you see the fingers on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, well,
I'm not trying to clown. It caught my eye, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" I said, "What's going on?" Like,
hey, man, look, lead a picture low, man. This is a part of getting to point A to point B. Point A, this is a transfer quarterback. They throwing money at him, and then look at your team go after that. The stock market, the stadiums, all of that. And that's the transfer quarterback. So the question is, the statement is, the transfer quarterback is becoming essential. Now, we've seen these are five transfer portal quarterbacks that have brought success to their team, success that those those programs haven't had in a while. You got Will Howard, national champion, coming from Kansas State. You got your boy Joe Burrow, Heisman, national championship, transfer quarterback. You got Jaden Daniels, transfer quarterback, Heisman winner. Cam Ward, transfer quarterback, probably top 3 draft pick in the NFL this year. And Kyle McCord, who earned him a bunch of money transferring from Ohio State to Syracuse, and now he's probably going to be maybe a first-round pick, maybe a second-round pick. But He earned him a lot of money. So, my question to you, my brother, is the transfer quarterback becoming essential to growing your program over recruiting a young guy?
It varies. I think it varies on team and circumstance. I mean, obviously, all guys transferred and it became essential. I think it's bigger. Yep. But I think my thing is like this is more of a thing of like teams like maybe letting players slide under the radar, or maybe like not appreciating their players enough. Because look at Jay Daniel, a starter from like I think late in his freshman year. He had a lot of experience before he transferred out, but there's other stages let him slide out. Like didn't try to like develop him anymore. Didn't try to like bring pieces around him. Like he transfers to LSU and obviously gets a better coaching staff around him. So, I mean, I feel like it is an essential thing. It really depends on the state of your program and if you really need from the quarterback perspective. I mean, the transfer portal in general is very essential, especially to fill out places on your roster. But I think the quarterback position can really just vary on team and circumstance. But as we've seen, a lot of these teams have been like quarterback away from making a lot of noise. So it definitely has become essential for them because honestly, I think you could agree when I say it's easier to like fill out a really consistently deep roster than it is to really hit on the right quarterback that's going to get you to the promised land. It's easier to recruit these guys, really get some of these other guys to transfer into these other skill positions and whatnot than it is to find that one guy that, you know, you can plug and play and roll with. So I would say it is essential, especially for those teams that are really good in recruiting but just seem to struggle at getting the one guy they need to get the job done.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's see. So we got, Lenoris is cool, man. But if South Carolina was to be bad, right, and he want to go and get a high draft pick, you want to be a high draft pick, he would be a candidate to leave. Yeah, you're in the SEC, but all SEC teams aren't the same. We know that. So you could be at South Carolina, but you got a glass ceiling you got to get through. You got to get through the Georgias. You got to get through the Bamas. You got to get through the LSUs, right? So that's not necessarily the spot if you want to win. So, you know, and then you think, what's up with you? And then he says, Roll Tide. I agree.
Or you
Roll
feel
Tide.
that way, Father.
Suck.
Or you feel that way.
Ass.
That's crazy.
Nah, but
yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, it's not always essential, but I think if you have all the talent in the world, you need to have a good trigger man. Like if you're South Carolina, you probably have your guy, right? But say you didn't. Say you didn't have Lenora Sanders, right? Or Lenora Sellers, I mean. Say you didn't have him. You would have to go out and get a guy because you got a bunch of talent. A bunch of talent. Receivers, defense, everything. So you would have to get that guy to get you to the point, right? So I'm looking at people like Miami, right? Miami they need to get a transfer for quarterback, which they did in Carson Beck. But you need to do that because if you don't, your team gonna drop off a lot trying to depend on a young guy. And they got a good team, you know. And like I said, the ACC is wide open, so you might as well get you one because they got some established stars over there. Clemson is still over there, and that's Clemson, so you know they ain't going nowhere as far as recruiting anyway. So, like I said, man, I just think that's one team that really needs to always be in the transfer quarterback market, in my opinion.
What I like is those programs like Syracuse who don't normally get that guy and they get a guy to transfer in and play as well as McCord did. Now that door opens for a program like that, like, hey, man, I can transfer to Syracuse and get 10, 11 wins and maybe even make the playoffs at some point. It opens the door for that program to get more elite talent in the transfer portal, not even just from quarterback, but just at other positions as well. It kind of helps give you that notoriety. Like, okay, like if I really want to compete or at least have a playoff spot, like we might be able to go here and make some noise.
Yeah, man. That, like I said, that whole winning, like winning right now, that's pretty good. You got to be able to do it, especially with these jobs, with them being so easily to be taken from people. They want to make a splash right now, right? Make a splash, get it, and get it done, right? The only problem is some of these quarterbacks aren't very good. You look at Boise State. I think everybody in their right mind was picking Malachi Nelson to be a starter on that team,
We both did.
and he didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. And now he's transferring again. So it's like then we get into that rabbit hole of the transfer portal and everything. So but let's get it going, man. Let's keep it going. Recruiting, I shorted that a little bit too. All right. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes they don't, especially when you're talking transfer portal and recruiting too. Sometimes it don't work out, man. Some people need a fresh start, and some people need to stay where they at. Because this, is what it is, man. So I agree. But here we're keeping our recruiting thing going. We're going to top 5 players recruited for the 2025 class at every position, right? And then I guess we'll do something with the 2026 class at some point throughout the offseason as decisions are made and players are signing with their respective teams, man. But these your interior guys, your top 5 interior linemen, man. Who are you excited about?
I actually like Solomon Thomas, the guy from Florida State. I thought that was a huge get for them, especially his size. They were already trying to improve at the tackle position, so getting Thomas and then getting Kern as well, like you're really trying to solidify your offensive line going into the future when you have some really good guys at quarterback coming in. You want to be able to have these big bodied athletic guys in the middle as well as tackle to be able to protect your quarterback.
Yeah, we want some more. Yeah. But I'm excited about Michael Carroll, man. I think we needed some beef up front, and it's kind of open season for the offensive lineman for Alabama, man. It's gonna be like I said, you got your big dude, Caden Proctor, but everybody else is open game, dog. We gotta figure out something. To get real nasty. But Georgia getting Wine Gaston at 6'7", 360 is just ridiculous.
Dude, I love that size, bro. 6'6", 6'7" is like gold for me.
That's stupid, dog. That's stupid, man. That's like, yo, they trying to do that thing again, man. But nah, I actually like him, man. I'm surprised he's not a 5-star, man. I don't know what y'all saw.
Surprised they only have one 5-star.
Yeah, on the interior, that usually
That's
got
crazy.
at least they got at least they got at least 3. Back when we was growing up, it was a lot more than that.
The interior line used to have a lot of like 5 stars when we were younger, compared to now.
Yes, sir, recruiting. But yeah, it's good to see that. Like I said, I like the early enrollees, man. So it's really good to see that Alabama got one and then Georgia got one, right? Because that offensive line is tough anyway, but learning it is even tougher.
Man, look at that guy Petty though. He's got the height, but man, he need to put a little bit of weight on. 255.
Well, they might slide him over the center too.
Yeah, but I still feel like you need like another 15 pounds just to like beef out a little bit. Like, cause I mean, dude, like SEC or even like ACC, like you gotta be big, bro. Like I'm cool with you being like solid and muscle, but you gotta have some weight too, cause you gotta be able to stand there like you gotta be able to. Yeah, you want to be agile and you want to be able to move, but you gotta have a big body that can open those gaps and push guys around.
But then again, you gotta think about Georgia Tech scheme too. It's kind of fast.
Yeah, so maybe you want a guy who can move a little bit faster. It's just, man, if you can be 255, bro, you got to be quick and strong. Like, strong, because you're pushing that freaking nose tackle around. Most
Yeah,
likely.
man. So that's what I think. I think they just went off of need more so than like looking at star power. Because if he's that small, you need a guy. He's probably a pretty quick dude, even being that big. You know.
He's going to be
So
jacked at one point.
yeah, see what I'm saying? So what? If he 255 now, right? Imagine in their strength and conditioning
Oh, they
program.
can push it to 260, 265, I feel like.
Yeah, 270. You know, he may not never be a top 10 prospect or whatever, but over the course of his career, he could get to 300. If he holding 255, he can definitely get to
Especially if it's like
300.
more muscle, if anything. Because I got to imagine what that size now. He's got to be pretty solid, like muscular wise. So, I mean, that's still
Yeah,
a really good turn on for me.
yeah, man. So, but yeah, that's the top 5 interior lineman, man. Freshman headed into this year. I think it'll be defensive lineman next. I think edge rushers or
Because we
defense.
did tackle already, huh?
Yeah, we did tackle. We did
Yeah.
tackle last week.
So you probably do D end or tackle probably next.
Yeah, yep. So we get into that. But all right, let's get into our high school profile of the week, man. So I don't know what he was doing to this guy, but I just imagine it went really bad for number 6, man.
Well, dude went low, so I mean it's better than going high.
Yeah, but the way the way his knee is about to come up is probably not a good idea for number 6. He's about to get stumped on, man. So, all right. So I came across this guy looking on Max Preps, man. So it was kind of fun to see.
Aaliyah Matosha.
Matasha.
Okay.
I put it into the name pronouncer. I wanted to try to get it right. I probably didn't, but Elia Matasha, man, one of the top players in Wyoming, man. He's got ability to play a lot of positions, man. You can stand him up, you can put his hand in the dirt, and he's a fullback too, right? That's personally what I liked about his film the most. He is he is nasty with it, right? He ain't trying to, like, every time he snap the ball, if he not getting it, he trying to put somebody on their ass. And I kind of like that. I was like, yo, I like this dude. Now, looking at his defensive side of the ball, I don't really know what you can do with him, right? But that's not a problem because he's 230 already going into his senior years, class of 2026. So he's got the size to add to it, right? So you could put him at defensive end or you put him at outside linebacker. Don't matter. He gonna be good with that size. I like the fact that when I was watching the film, that he was just knocking dudes in and just being aggressive all the time. No laziness or nothing like that. At least that's what I saw anyway. He was just always busy. Now, it said on Max Preps, I always try to put the source where I got it from. It said he had 15 interceptions. I didn't see none on the film, so I can't really say that. But we know how Max Preps be sometimes. Sometimes they go up and down with the stats and stuff. But just overall looking at his film, Wyoming getting a good player, right? That's the offer I seen on his X, right? That's the first offer. So I think it'll be good to see what he can become if they use him correctly. He could be a two-way superstar, man, because he blocks and runs with a lot of force. But he's not slow either, right? Now, the NFL comp was a little tough for me, right? Because I wanted to specify what it was that I was talking about, right? Because you know Lorenzo Neal. I know Lorenzo Neal, right? Lorenzo Neal was not slow, right? This guy's not a speed burner. But Lorenzo Neal was one of the best blocking fullbacks out there. And he brought the boom, right? So that's kind of what I like. That aggressiveness at fullback to just knock somebody on the ground all the time. No matter who it is, safety, lineman, linebacker, put them in the dirt. So that's the comp that I was looking at as far as that. Now, defense was also a little different because he's not the fastest, as I said before, but he's got some power. And from what I've seen, it could have been a competition on that particular game, whatever. But when I watched it, I thought of Alden Smith. Remember Alden Smith from the Niners,
A lot
right?
of potential, never got to fully live up to the potential.
Exactly. I like what I've seen from him compared to Alden Smith. He's got really long arms, man.
Mm-hmm.
Alden Smith had long ass arms too, man. To keep them away and then make your move, I like that. So shout out to Elia Matasha, man. Made all state last year as well. And we look forward to seeing what you do in your senior year, man. But you have been high school profile. All right, let's go. Let's go. We're gonna go NFL stuff. So we're gonna take a first get this comment right quick. Like
Very valuable message.
very valuable message. Very valuable, man. We appreciate that. And God bless you too. All right, so now let's get this commercial thing going, man. Let me see. All right, we back on the football frame of mind. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and give some feedback on the show, man. We are looking forward to communicating with you all, man. So we appreciate all of that, man. But you know what time it is? It's time for that NFL stuff, bro. Not too much, but we gonna make it stretch, make it stretch. Survival. You know how it is. Survival, make it stretch. We gonna make it stretch, man.
Survival of the fittest.
Yes, sir. So I want to get your initial thoughts on the NFL Combine, man. We got a lot of stuff to unpack as far as that. I think we're gonna try to stream the Combine a little bit, just do something like that. Obviously, it's like a 3-4 day event, but we're gonna definitely try to get some content out there for that. But what's your initial thoughts, man? I don't really know who the invite list is, but we can infer and think who's gonna be there and who's not. But what do you think? What are you looking forward to?
I know this is what most people are going to say, but I'm really curious about the quarterbacks because I feel like it's a consensus, at least for me, that Cam Ward is going to be the first quarterback off the board. I feel like that's pretty consensus down the line. I feel like more people than not are going to think that he is. But I'm seeing a lot more chatter about Jackson Dart trying to slide into that number 2 spot over Shadur Sanders. So I want to see what these guys are going to do at the combine. Like I want to see how they're doing and progressing and making their reads. I want to see what they're doing in arm strength and accuracy. Because honestly, like skill set wise, Jackson Dart's really not missing a beat compared to Sanders. Honestly, like Sanders has a lot of potential, but I'm more concerned about his ability. I'm not even going to say ability, his drive, I feel like. Because I feel like Dart proved his drive from leaving USC, going to Ole Miss, and really seeing him progress over those few years or so to become one of the most elite passers in this class. So my thing is I want to see about that battle for the number 2 spot, because I feel like once you get past the third quarterback, everything's kind of up in the air. But my thing I'm most curious about, I know Ward's going to go first. We just don't know where yet, because you obviously could have a trade inside the top 5 or so, depending. But I want to see what the combine does for Sanders and Dart, and I want to see when draft night comes, like which one of those guys is going to end up going first.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. Mine, I want to see which defensive player separates himself, man. Who's really more athletic than they let on, man. You know, who can really show those measurables, whether it be in a 40, whether it be in the vertical, the drills, the bench press. I kind of want to see who separates themselves to really earn some draft money. You know, I want to see that player that really shows out at the combine on defense, right? It could be Jahad Campbell. I want to see how he looks out there, because he could be the first defensive player taken, right? Linebacker anyway. Could be. Then you got Will Johnson at corner, right? I want to see what he looks like, right? His 40, his vertical. I want to see all of that, right? So
Abdul Carter too.
Yeah, Abdul Carter. Yeah. So want to see what he looks like, because he's legit the consensus going around that he's going to be the number 1 defensive player going out. So want to see what happens there, man. And of course, my favorite thing is the lineman, dog. I want to see what the linemen look like. Those slide drills, should I say? The bench press. You know, who has the fastest 40 as a lineman? I want to see that too. So it should be interesting. That's really my initial thoughts, man. Like the quarterback position is kind of the easy one to go with, because it's like we don't know who's gonna be number 1. We really don't. Like this looks like when Baker Mayfield was coming out, nobody knew who was going number 1 to the Browns that year. Nobody. And it's like, oh, so they just took Baker Mayfield. And initially, I think we all felt good about that, because it's like, okay, he's got a chip on his shoulder. The Browns need somebody with a chip on their shoulder, man. So, and it had its ups and downs with the Browns, but I mean, initially, that was kind of it, and that's kind of how it feels this year. We don't really know. You can go Cam Ward, you can go Shedeur Sanders. You really love Jackson Dart, you could definitely go Jackson Dart at 1 if you're the Titans, but they got a lot of issues that they need fixed, man. So
I want to see which offensive lineman goes first. I feel like it's going to be between Will Campbell and probably Byron Murphy out of Texas. I feel like,
or Banks.
That's what I mean. Banks, yeah.
Yeah, because Banks is good too. Banks is good.
Every mock draft I see Will Campbell's going like in the top 5. Usually either to the Patriots, I think maybe the person after them at 6. I don't know. It really just depends.
I can see that, because he's good, but he's got to show out in this combine, right? Everybody looks at the film, and the film is cool, right? But when you get into, I guess, those shorts and really do them drills, I'm telling you, something happens to the point where it can tank your draft stock or make it go. Whatever they see, I'm not sure whether it be your slide step is too slow,
or the shuttle drill.
Your bench press is not good enough. I mean, I don't know, but whatever it is can tank your draft stock. So I'm interested to see if he can keep it straight and be that number 1 guy, or Kelvin Banks is going to do it, or somebody else. Because remember, Lane Johnson was like a late first round pick, right? When he went to the combine, and then he just blew all of the metrics out of the water and went like top 5. So, and now he's a 2-time champion and everything. So, you never know. You never know. So, I'm excited about it, man. So, like I said, we're gonna try to stream it and get some content out there, man. Appreciate the like, and Drew.
I look,
Appreciate
I look forward to doing another draft video. I want to do the mock draft stuff like we did last year because that was really fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got a really good idea for that too. You know how, like, obviously we were doing videos different last year. We edited them and all that. They have websites where you can do a mock draft and you could just do a screen share on here like that. And we could just go pick by pick and take them like that.
All right, nah, that's fair. That's fair. Just send me the link, man. Send me the link so we can definitely do that, man. All right.
That way, yeah, you just open you another tab and just hit present, and we can just do it live like that. That'd be cool too.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so let's get it, man. Let's get it. Shift one more slide, man. All right, so we're gonna close this part of the show because we got another part after this. But we want to talk about the AFC North. What moves do these 4 teams have to make in the offseason? No holds barred.
Okay.
These moves have to be made for them to have success going into next season. Now, success can be anything you want it to be. Better improvement in the record, better quarterback play. Whatever it is, what move do these teams need to make in the offseason?
Let me take 2 teams and you take 2 then. Let me take Pittsburgh and Cincy. And you can take Baltimore and Cleveland.
All right.
So Pittsburgh's still looking to pay TJ Watt. I definitely assume that they're going to pay him the money that he deserves. The thing with Pittsburgh is the most non-negotiable move they need to do in the offseason is nail down their quarterback. They're already moving on from Wilson and Justin Fields, which I really don't agree with letting Fields go because I feel like Fields is going to get him an opportunity that could really land him some money. But Pittsburgh, like, if I'm the Steelers, I'm probably trying to trade for a guy or go for a guy in free agency. Any names that come up to mind? I mean, if you can get a guy like Sam Darnold, that's probably not a terrible move. But if you are Pittsburgh and you're like, okay, well, you know what, we're good on defense, we're looking for long-term success, then go for a guy in the first round. I don't think it hurts the Steelers to take a quarterback in the first round, especially if it's attainable to get like high enough to get one. A guy like Jackson Dart or any of those other quarterbacks would really be awesome for them in the long term. But I think their biggest thing in the offseason, they need to knock down quarterback because the Steelers don't have a bad roster. They really don't. They don't have a bad roster. They have really good defense, maybe a few little pieces on offense. They need to fill the running back position as well as maybe another receiver. But biggest thing for me is quarterback. And obviously, if you're talking about Cincinnati, you still have to pay. I know for sure they're going to pay Jamar Chase. You're not going to not pay that guy. And then you're looking at Trey Hendrickson. You're looking at T. Higgins. I think they pay Hendrickson. I think you can't afford to lose a pass rusher like him, especially a guy who wreaks havoc on the edge. I see Cincinnati doing either one or 2 things with Higgins. They're either going to franchise tag him, which is obviously going to cost you a lot more towards your cap. I mean, we've seen in the past, especially with Pittsburgh, they hit freaking Le'Veon Bell with like a franchise tag like 2 or 3 years in a row. That's a huge cap hit, probably like excess of like $30 million or so. I feel like they're either going to take the franchise tag or they're going to have to let him walk. But I think best case scenario, like you have to lock those 3 guys down. Look, I wouldn't want to take the cap hit for Higgins if you franchise tag him, but I feel like this team is not far off from making a run next year. If they can make the salary cap work and maybe just do some gymnastics to fill in some gaps, I think that's a non-negotiable. You have to be able to bring those 3 guys back. Because, yeah, getting Chase is good, but Higgins is really good in his own right. He might not be labeled as the number 1, but he knows the system. He can thrive in this offense, and he's a major difference maker.
Yeah, I think Higgins is gone, man, because ain't no way you're gonna franchise tag me, but you don't want to offer me no money either. So I don't think he sits out this season like Le'Veon Bell did. But I do think he's probably gone in free agency because, like, yeah, we can make a bunch of money here, but you only got this window to make the money you want to make, you know? Like you can't just be like, oh well, I'll sign with them and then 4 years later I'll get my money. Nah, you kind of got to strike while the iron's hot. There's a lot of teams that need a T. Higgins, right? Or need a number one. So I think if he was smart about it, he would just take this deal, play with it, and then go ahead and go in free agency, right? Because like they can franchise tag you again, but you don't have to take it. I don't think the second time. So, but the first one, all right, cool. But the second one, I don't think so. And then you
They
just
didn't
go
tag
check.
him. I don't think they've tagged him before though.
No, I'm saying so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
already
The first one you have to go with. Yeah, you have to sign that one.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I think they tagged him already. So this would be number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think they tagged him because his mama said, "You selfish." She used some bad language, but she was like, "You selfish people."
If I'm
But
him though, like if I'm him,
but
just take the paycheck, and if you want to go somewhere next year, cool. Just don't get hurt.
yeah, and that's why Le'Veon Bell set the fuck out. He said, "I'm not playing on that shit. You either sign me long term or I ain't playing."
That
And
was
he
a
been
horrible mistake on his part, though. That was
well.
a bad mistake.
It was a horrible mistake for Pittsburgh as well because they haven't had a running back like that since.
Yeah.
They had a little bit of James Conner for a little bit, but he ain't no Le'Veon. And you got Najee Harris, who I love, but he ain't no Le'Veon. Not as good as Le'Veon was, bro. Le'Veon was nice. So
They
like
both lost. Both the
yeah,
team
they
and the player lost in that situation.
yeah, they both screwed the pooch on that one, man. You should have paid him long term, man, and then him, Big Ben, and Antonio Brown probably could have played a little bit longer together. So, and who knows where that would have led to, but that marriage after that just got rocky, man. So, like, but I got Baltimore and Cleveland. So, all right, I'll start with Cleveland. So, Cleveland has a really interesting situation on their hands, right? They could go quarterback with their second overall pick. You could go offensive lineman. You could do whatever, right? But you also could trade out that spot, trade Miles Garrett, trade some other people on your team, and really tear this whole thing down and just start completely over. Because you tried Deshaun Watson being the guy to just kind of fix everything. Turns out you probably should have stayed with Baker Mayfield, right? So that didn't work out, right? Don't want to kick a person while they're down, but the facts are the facts, man. Baker Mayfield was better than Deshaun Watson if you're putting their careers in order, right? Baker Mayfield was good. Deshaun Watson hasn't been good, and he's probably gonna miss this season again, another season with a torn Achilles. So you don't know what you want to do. Now, the question is, do you want to really put your fans through another rebuild? Because it seems like Cleveland has been rebuilding since their team came back in 1999. So, what are you gonna do with this team? That's the question for them. So, the non-negotiable is figuring out what direction are we going. Are we going to just plug and play? Do we bring back Jameis Winston and just ride his momentum and to see where he can take us?
That's not a horrible idea.
Like, it's not a horrible idea, but the Browns are full of horrible ideas. We've seen it.
The Browns are a horrible idea.
Yeah, they are a horrible idea. We've seen this 1,000 times with this franchise, right? So that's the question, right? The non-negotiable. What direction are we going, right? So I posed this question last year when talking about my Ravens, right? We can go back and look at it. I said, what do you need Lamar Jackson to get us to the next step? What do you need? I said this last season, right? And here we are a year later with no ring. What do you need Lamar Jackson to get you over the hump? For you to get this team over the hump, what do you need? Because from my point of view, the AFC is not getting worse. It's getting tough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you had a good team and you couldn't get by the Titans. You had a good team and you couldn't get by the limping Chiefs, right? You got a good team and you couldn't get by the Buffalo Bills, man. So what else do you need? I don't know what else you need. They gave you Derrick Henry and you still couldn't get it done, right? You finally found a good receiver in Zay Flowers, right? Couldn't get it done. You got Bateman, you got Mark Andrews, man. You got some offensive line help too. So what else do you need on your side of the ball to help you get over the hump, right? Now, the question is a team thing, right? What do the Ravens need to get over the hump? That's the non-negotiable, right? So the non-negotiable for me is figuring out how we're going to get Roquan Smith a running mate, right? Patrick Queen and him were a great duo. I think we all know that, right? Sideline to sideline, there wasn't a better duo in the NFL than those two, right? Last season, you kind of felt, we just mixing and matching, right? But you need another guy in that middle to really help him out. That's just as fast and can go sideline to sideline and play in coverage because Roquan Smith is a great coverage linebacker. He's smart and he hits hard too. So my thing is that's what we need to do. We need to get some nasty on defense. Like that's what I think we're missing. The ability to just be nasty. That's what the Ravens defense has been since I was been a fan. It's always been nasty. Up front, linebacker, secondary. Everybody was nasty, right? And I'm looking at the team and I'm just disappointed, disappointed in what the OGs built that these young dudes ain't getting. Chris McAllister was very, very good in hand-to-hand combat. We're talking man coverage, right? Very good, right? We missing that. Now we got Nate Wiggins, and he was very good as a rookie. Very, very good. But then you got Marlon Humphrey on the side, man. And I don't know if it's time to end that relationship, but I really think it is. Like as good as he's been, as much play that he made, man, I haven't been impressed in the last few seasons. And I'm like, yo, what do we need to do? Like, what's going on? You got too many interests off of the field now that the secondary play ain't necessarily good. You know what I'm saying? Now, Kyle Hamilton is a beast, so that's fine. But we got to figure out this defense, man, because we're not supposed to be giving up 40, almost 50 points to the Bengals, man. We're not supposed to be doing that. Yeah, Bengals are good, right? But damn it, they ain't got no defense. And it looked like we didn't either. That game's not supposed to be a shootout, man. They both supposed to be hitting each other. Now, it's not about the Bengals, but it's about the Ravens. So that's my non-negotiable. We got to fix the defense. And what do you need, Lamar Jackson? What do you need to get us over the hump, man? Because your contemporaries are starting to make some noise. You got Herbert and with the Chargers making the playoffs, right? Maybe not doing nothing in the playoffs, but they starting to stack those things up. Like, yo, we getting there. All right. Then you got Trevor Lawrence, right? Got to the playoffs, a year ago, right? Stacking it up, right? Josh Allen is getting closer and closer to that glass ceiling. Eventually, he gonna punch through. He did that with nothing last season, right? Mahomes is still the guy. You think he going somewhere after losing the Super Bowl? No, he gonna relax and figure out how to do it. And that's just the AFC. What about the NFC? We talking about contemporaries here. Jalen Hurts just won a Super Bowl, right? Then you got Jordan Love. He could figure that out. He's still young.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, right? Then you got the enigma of the offseason. Where does Sam Darnold go as much as he did good last season? Because wherever he goes, it'll probably be a good team that just needs a quarterback, right? So that could be the NFC team. It could be an AFC team. So the question is, what do you need Lamar Jackson, dog? What do you need? Because the league around you is starting to look at you as the issue, right? Like you getting to that point where you can't be protected by the MVPs anymore. Everybody's starting to look at him. I think this offseason, like people starting like, damn, what's going on? Why can't we win? You know, like it's starting to look like him. So that's my whole thing, man. But that's the end of this part of the show, man. So we gonna get up out of this. But we got a surprise for y'all, man. In terms of what we're gonna end the show on, man. So we got ourselves a tier list, right? So we got our top thing, Lil Goat, right? That's our top dog, right?
That's S tier.
Yep. No. We don't do no S tiers. That's for the kiddos, man. We got Lil Goat. Then we got fighting for number 2. Then we got the glass ceiling. Then we got, I don't know.
I'm done with the second to last one. Replace me.
Then we got just holding on. Then we got replace me. And then the final tier, we got it's over. So I think it's fair that we start off with Mahomes, wherever Mahomes is. I can't find him.
Look to your right, next to Trevor Lawrence, Goldilocks, all the way to the right.
There we
right
go.
there.
So Lil Goat is definitely Mahomes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fair. Right? He's the best quarterback in the league. He's not the GOAT, but he's a little GOAT. Little GOAT. Right?
Cool. So we got Kyler next.
All right. So Kyler Murray, right? Me personally, I would put him in. I don't know.
I agree because it's kind of up in the air. You assume he's out of New York. I mean, not out of New York, Arizona. So a lot of these other teams who are quarterback needy might put a package so they get him. But it really depends on where he goes to see where his career trajectory is going to go. I think there's a lot of unknown. So I think, I definitely would put him in I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I was thinking that too, man. So Michael Penix, right? So I'm going to say Michael Penix is in the I don't know category as well, bro.
Minimal playing time, but look good.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's my category, right? So let's see. And then we got my boy, Lamar Jackson, right? So I'm looking at Lamar Jackson. He's got the MVPs, but he ain't won no chip. So I think he's fighting for number 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he hasn't gotten over the hump.
Yeah, I think he's fighting for number 2, the number 2 best quarterback in the league. When he wins a championship, he can probably get into that little GOAT conversation, man. But not right now. He's fighting for number 2. All right, so Josh Allen just won an MVP. Now, I personally think he's a good player, but he's also fighting for number 2.
Yeah.
That's my
Hey, I will say, though, his play this year with having to put the team on his back the way it did have me thinking about putting him in the top tier just for like what he was able to put together with less. Not saying he is there, but it made me think about it.
Okay. So now we end up with my boy Bryce Young, BY9. Now, I'm going to say I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I don't know because that first season was ass. We all saw it.
But we've seen a lot of progress this year.
Yeah, man, we saw a lot of progress. So coming into what, year 3?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I would think we need a little bit more tape. to make a fair assumption. So I think I don't know is a fair assumption.
Yeah, but I like it though. I like what I see. I just don't know. All right, Caleb Williams. Let's see what we got. What you thinking?
Man, it was up and down. So he obviously started the year real shaky. Took him forever to start getting the ball in the end zone. And Chicago went on a severe losing streak at one point towards down the stretch. But I feel like Caleb's play got better. I feel like he was getting better in his decision making. I feel like he was getting better in his accuracy. I feel like he's in the I don't know as well because I need to see what Chicago's going to do in the offseason. But I think he finished out the year with a lot more positive for me than negative.
All right. No, I agree with that because he, like I said, his rookie year, he didn't really show you his star, but you did see a lot of good. You saw a lot of bad, but you still saw a lot of good. And he's got one of the best arms in the game. So I agree. I don't know yet. Now we got Joe Burrow, man. You know, he fighting for number 2, man. He fighting for number 2 because he good. We all know that. Bounce back season, but we need him to stack these seasons up back to back, right?
You know what's crazy? Look at the quarterbacks at the top and look at the I don't know. What is the common differential between the groups of quarterbacks? I want to see if you notice it. Between the top group and the bottom group, what is something they all like? The top group has in common and the bottom one doesn't.
Just playoffs, honestly.
No, AFC and NFC.
Right. Well, I mean, I told you
that's crazy. Like we were talking about how quarterback heavy the AFC is, but that's crazy, bro. You got 4 guys who are in contention to like be the guy, and they're all in the AFC.
Yeah, man. So that's that. Like I said, we went through that last year, or actually this season. We was like, man, the AFC is not getting easier.
Nah, dog, it's getting harder. Like the AFC is like becoming more of what the NFC used to be, but even worse. Like the NFC was quarterback great back then, but like it's even better now, in my opinion. It's crazy.
Shoot, that's why the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Mahomes had to go through a whole bunch of things. He was beat up. That team was beat up, bro. But then we get into the thing, man. I actually hate to do this, but I think it's over for Deshaun Watson, bro.
It's
over. I don't know.
I love Deshaun in Houston. Deshaun in Houston was a top 5 quarterback, like hands down. Like was maybe a couple players away from making a Super Bowl. Like he was that damn good. Yeah. And then obviously you sit out like a year and a half. You have a lot of the controversy and things like that. And I think him not playing and staying in football shape really hurt him. I think it hurt his intangibles, the way he plays, the way he processes things. His body isn't the same. He's been injury prone since he's come back. And I just don't know a situation where he can walk into, like, say, outside of Cleveland. I don't know a situation he can walk into and win the starting job. Like, I love Deshaun Watson, but, like, I just don't know what's in the cards for him anymore.
Well, for the next year, he won't be walking at all, to be honest with you. So we got to figure that shit out first. Like, what is he going to have left after another Achilles tear, bro? It's hard to get by one.
But we've seen guys in different sports. Remember when KD tore his freaking Achilles? You seen what happened?
Yeah, but that was the first one. He tore it out his first one. This is the second one for him.
But that's what I'm saying. The severity of just one compared to now, like a second, like that's not. And it's hard to be a quarterback with things like that because your drop back and your steps are so important, especially with being able to process and like see the field. Your drop back and your steps are really important, and that like him messing his Achilles up could really affect, if it hasn't already, obviously affected his play. Especially with just trying to drop back in the pocket and throw the ball.
All right, so now we move on to the curious case of Dak Prescott, man. I'm actually going to say Dak Prescott is
just holding on.
Yeah, just holding on.
Like, he's not horrible, but like, dude, when he's bad, he's bad.
Yeah.
And he just, man, like we said when we first started this podcast, like he's good at cleaning his own messes. Dallas has freaking paid him. Like, and then like in those situations where you feel like Dallas is a good team and he's needed to step up to the plate, he's just not getting it done. Like, if I wouldn't have paid him that money if I'm Dallas, that's just me. Like, he's just not gonna get it done.
Yeah, man. I agree, man. So I think he's just holding on, man, because like I said, the Dallas Cowboys have had a lot of talent over the years, and now he's just holding on to his paycheck. That's about it. He got a nice paycheck now. So that's all he got. I don't see Dallas doing too much. The NFC East is too damn good right now. Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, who else is in there, man?
In what?
In the NFC East.
Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, and whoever the Giants are going to take this year.
Right. So technically, the Cowboys are in the same spot as the Giants. Wow, what world are we living in?
It's not a very good place to be in Cowboys fans, but y'all pretty used to it.
You got a quarterback that's in the top freaking 5 and being paid, and y'all in the same spot as the Giants. That's crazy. All right, so but yeah, just holding on for Dak Prescott, man. But Bo Nix, man. You know, I'm gonna say glass ceiling.
Dude, Bo Nix looked really good in Sean Payton's offense. Like, got him to the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna say glass ceiling, man, because I'm thinking that last season wasn't a fluke, man. Like I could say Penix and Bryce and Caleb are just I don't know because we really don't know. But some of the stuff I've seen from Bo Nix seems to be tangible.
Mm-hmm.
Like his decision making as a young quarterback, he's not slow. He can get out of there, right? But their defense with his decision making might help them long term. So I'm thinking glass ceiling. So all right, then we got Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is fighting for number 2, bro.
Yeah.
I think
a lot of people. Oh, you can talk.
No. I think he's fighting for number 2, bro.
I just think a lot of people are going to give him flack because of that game he had in the playoffs. Look, man, Jared Goff, you got to give a guy flowers where it's due. He's been playing on another level. Like, yes, playoff performances are really important, and I don't want to seem biased towards like him over Lamar Jackson because obviously it's kind of a similar comparison. But Jared Goff has been playing elite passing, elite, and for you to say otherwise is crazy. It's just like, man. Like, you got to hope that this team can play anything near this past year. Obviously, you're getting new coordinators, you're getting a new coaching staff in there. But if they stay healthy and they retain most of those guys, I think the Lions are going to find themselves in a very similar situation with Jared Goff being one of the main reasons why.
All right, no. That's fair, man. So we can speed this up a little bit, all right? Let's speed this up. Will Levis replace me. Let's see. Andy Dalton.
He's a career backup now. So
yeah, it might be over. Let's see. Let's see. Who is it? Daniel Jones. You know what?
I'll put replacement.
I'm gonna say just holding on.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
I'll agree with you.
I'm gonna say just holding on because he had that really good run. And
season, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think that was a fluke. I think it's in there. You just gotta go to the right situation. So I'm gonna say just holding on. All right, Aiden McConnell replaced me. I'm sorry, dog. It's time.
Not a bad quarterback, but
not a bad quarterback, but ain't gonna win you no championships. All right, what's that? Trey Lance? Yeah, it's kind of
it's over. We just got done talking about that.
You gotta go. You gotta go to Canadian football, bro. Make you some money there. All right, let's see. Minshew.
It's over.
Yeah, so
I love Minshew, man.
I do too. Let's see. Cooper Rush. Yeah, it's over, bro.
Well, I'd probably put just replace me. I mean, he didn't play the worst. He's in a similar spot as O'Connell, in my opinion. He didn't play the worst when he.
All right, I didn't say replacement. All right, McCarthy.
McCarthy's, I don't know. Like
I don't know
because he hasn't played yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you can't say he's bad. You can't say Justin Fields, man.
I think Justin Fields is, I don't know. Because he didn't look bad for Pittsburgh, and he's getting some looks.
Yeah, but I really feel like he's glass ceiling, man.
I don't know if he's there yet.
Not yet?
No, I just don't know. Because, like, it was up and down in Chicago. Like, he played good at moments. He played bad. And then in, 3 or 4 games for Pittsburgh, he didn't look bad at all. Like, they were winning games. But I feel like I just need, like, a little bit more. But
yeah, all right. I agree with that.
There's talks of him. The Jets might be really heavily pursuing him. So that might be something to look into.
Yeah, I can see that too. All right, now let's see Spencer Rattler. Replace.
Yeah, he's gonna get a shake at it this year, but we don't know what that's gonna happen yet.
Yeah. And Jameis Winston. I'm gonna say
Jameis is. I don't know. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He done had a lot of success in his career, man, and he had to do the backup role, obviously, because of Tom Brady coming in there, right? But he's a good quarterback, and I love his energy. So we're gonna see where he goes in the offseason, man. But I really want to see him. Really want to see him play, man. Kirk Cousins, man.
Because somebody's gonna pay him
again.
Yeah, somebody's gonna pay him. So I feel like is it just holding on?
Yeah, just hold it on, man. Just hold it.
But I feel like if he's gonna get paid, this is gonna be the last time.
Yeah,
it's gotta be the last time.
Yeah, this is the last time. Last time. Let's see. Jay Daniels is on that glass ceiling, dog.
Yep.
He's on that glass ceiling, man. Because another year like he had this year, he punching through, fighting for number 2. So Baker Mayfield, I'd say, man, he's fighting for number 2.
Ooh, really? You think he's
Yeah, man. Okay, here's my reason. Okay, he's fighting for number 2, man, because he was good with Cleveland. Like he was damn good with Cleveland. And then they started changing coaches and shit, and they just started to affect him, right? Whether he was the guy that made the call or not, it started to mess up the team a little bit. And you know how when a team goes, it's over with, right? Then he had stops in Carolina and then LA, right? And those weren't terrible, just terrible teams at the time, right? So now he's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they look legit in the NFC South, man. So I think he could easily be one of the second best quarterback in the league. Easily. Or at least maybe the second best quarterback in the NFC.
NFC, yes. Second best in the league, no, at all.
So what you thinking? Glass ceiling?
I don't know. I put him fighting for number 2. I just don't think his fight for number 2 is as realistic as like the first 3 guys in that tier.
All right. So then we got Geno Smith, man. Just holding on, bro.
Yeah. I think he's got another good year or 2 left in him.
Brock Purdy, man. Got to a Super Bowl.
I guess you could put glass ceiling because he hasn't played bad the worst.
Yeah.
And he's about to get paid, so
yeah, Russ Wilson. I think just holding on, man.
Yeah.
All right, Jalen Hurts, man. Definitely fighting for number 2, man. Definitely. Winning the Super Bowl, MVP. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, man.
Damn. Hey, look.
You could legit put him in the little GOAT fighting for number 2. Like, think about it. Hear me out. You could literally put him in little GOAT because he got all the accolades, Super Bowl, MVP a bunch of times, right? You could put him in fighting for number 2 as the second best quarterback in Green Bay Packers history. You could put him glass ceiling as he's close to being a first ballot Hall of Famer. You could put him in I don't know because I don't know what he has left, if he's going to retire or not. Just holding on is a good category too, because this might be the last job he ever has in the NFL. And then he played so bad last season that you can say replace me. And then he might just shock everybody and say I'm retiring, and then it's over.
I just feel like I just feel like it's between replace me and holding on, because he's gonna get another gig. You just don't know if he's gonna get a starting gig. I'd put just holding on to be safe.
All right, Drew Lock. I think it's over, buddy.
Yeah.
I think it's over, dog. I don't think he's gonna get nothing, man. I don't think he's gonna get the opportunity he want, man. But hey, whatever. I've seen crazier things, but right now it's over. Derek Carr.
I think I don't know.
I think it's replace me, because I think that's what they're trying to do.
Let's meet in the middle then.
There ain't no middle. It's either it's over or just hold it on.
No, because you said replace. Yeah, just holding on now.
All right, because I was like, this it's only the bottom left. You know what? I like Drake May. I think Drake May's glass ceiling, bro.
Yes.
I think it's glass ceiling because he played really good last season. Let's see. You know, I want to say Darnold is glass ceiling.
Yeah.
I'm
just scared. Like, I need to see what's gonna happen this year.
Yeah, I like glass ceiling simply because he was so good last season. I just want to see what else he got.
Cam, is that Tua down there, or is that Jalen Ramsey? Who is that?
That is Tua.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because I was like,
I checked it before I did it. I was like, that's Tua. So Tua is,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't know.
I don't know.
Want to see him do good, but man, it's just like, what are we gonna get?
Yeah, because it's not like he's been like bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been hurt a lot. So I don't know what his health is. It's a lot of question marks, man. The team is probably going into a different space because Tyreek Hill is going to leave. So all that speed, they got rid of Mostert. They're going to get rid of him. So, like, I don't know. I don't know what type of stuff he's going to do. All right, then we got Matthew Stafford, man. Like, great quarterback, man. Career has been pretty good, in my opinion. But I think he's just holding on, bro.
Yeah. I'd say so, because depending where he goes, like, for instance, there's like rumors of the Giants getting him, and like the only weapon he has in New York is going to be Malik Neighbor. So it's like, what are his stats really going to look like, especially with as many things as the Giants need?
I'll tell you what, man. If he go to New York, Neighbor's gonna get 2,000 yards, bro.
He's gonna be chucking it up to him every play.
Yeah, man. He did it with Megatron, so just chucked it up. Hey, shit, 81 down there somewhere. Hey, look out! Your boy gonna be the best receiver in the league, man.
Now, this is a tough one, man, because Herbert is really good, but man, when it really matters, he's not. In the playoffs, he's not there.
I say glass ceiling, man.
Yeah. He still has another tier he needs to calm, because it's like during the regular season, he's a stellar quarterback. But when they get to the playoffs, man, it's like he just freezes.
I say Trevor Lawrence is glass ceiling too. Because he got them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you know they don't have the protection they need.
No, and that's what I'm concerned about. I'm just scared I don't know what Mr. Duval is going to do with Trevor Lawrence this year.
That was cringy.
How he did it, he said, Duval.
That was so cringy, bro. I was like, yo, all right, man.
Like how you said, hey, bro, we already got off on the wrong foot, bro. This has already been made. This commitment's been made on lies and deceit.
Yeah, like, bro, this relationship is already bad. It's already bad.
How do you tell the Bucks, like, yeah, I want to be the highest paid OC, and then it's like, I'm gonna secretly fly to Jacksonville. Now I'm gonna ghost the Buccaneers phone calls and freaking stuff. They're like, nah, I'm gonna take the Jags job instead. What?
Man, like that. Yeah, that's already a bad relationship.
Bring Tom Coughlin back, man.
Let's see. Anthony Richardson, man. I'm gonna say.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know because I don't think he's just holding on because he has some potential. But I will say this is it.
Yeah, if he don't start putting stuff together this year, I think Indy's gonna start looking for something else.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say just holding on. I'm gonna say just holding on because it's the last year that you can use potential for him. Like he's got to go off this season for him to be this guy.
Not even just going off. Just we need to see some kind of progression,
stability.
Yeah, we need to see some consistency.
Yeah. I was thinking that too, man. Because having a 40% completion percentage, that's just ass.
That's like a Madden. That's like you running like a Madden 04 simulation with like a 55 overall quarterback. Like that's what you anticipate to get in that situation. Like, we can't do that.
Yeah, that NFL head coach thing. Shit, Jeff George was my quarterback when I started, and he had like a 45 completion.
That's bad.
So
you best run the ball. Just run.
Yeah, so it was bad. So all right, this is CJ Stroud. So I'm gonna say,
I think glass ceiling, bro.
Yeah, I think glass ceiling.
I think we've seen enough in year one to not be overly concerned with year two.
Yeah, so I think glass ceiling. There's another step for him. And then Jordan Love is glass ceiling as well, man. There's another step for him too.
I think it's a pretty balanced tier list, though. Like, you know how you watch some of these and they're like too top or bottom heavy, but this one's pretty well balanced.
Yeah, we know Mahomes is number one, man. We know, but the number two spot is gonna be fighting. They'll be fighting for a while,
for a decade or so.
Yeah, they'll be fighting, man. So
I think we should do a running back one next week.
Yeah, if I could find a running back one, we definitely would do that, man. So, goddamn, hold up, we had some comments. I didn't even see that.
Oh, we was having too much fun.
Yeah, my bad, people, my bad, Chris. We ain't forget about you. Hold on. He says, "Give me 4 fingers, Jameis."
I swear, biting W's.
He won the W. He won the W.
But how good are the Bucks in reality? I'm putting in Baker. No, man, I feel like Baker stepped up enough. I feel like you're being a Baker hater.
Yeah, he earned.
Like Baker played solid this year. Now I won't go as far as what James would say. James would say that Baker is pretty much almost in the same category as those other guys for number 2. Like, not even saying number 2. I'm saying like Baker's up there with like Lamar and Burrow and Allen. I don't necessarily think he's in that. I think he's like very close though, because we've seen his play jump drastically since he's gone to Tampa.
Then Chris says it's over.
I
told you he can do in every single category.
Hey, all I'm gonna say, Chris, is that I made a short a couple of days ago, and it's a possibility y'all might get him. I mean, then it'll really be over for y'all.
Be over for him. Yeah.
Darnold's glass ceiling when restarted. He restarted to old Darnold in the last 3 weeks. Dude, I mean, anybody's viable to have a bad stretch here and there. Like, it's not impossible.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, they was
just holding on. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, that's
disrespectful. Dude, the Vikings had
was last year. That was last year on Sam Darnold.
The Vikings had 12 wins, bro. Like, no, you have to put him at least in glass ceiling.
You know what? I should have made a tier list. Glass floor.
I like that.
I should have said glass ceiling, glass floor. Right? So, like, Anthony Richardson would be in the glass floor.
Oh,
right?
yeah, he definitely. It's like, you ever seen Jurassic Park: The Lost World? And they got the freaking RV, and it's like flip off the cliff, and the freaking glass is cracking. That's what it's like here. Like, he's literally a freaking pin drop away from it just falling.
Yeah, and then, Darnold is on the glass ceiling, right? He's another good season away from being in a top 2 conversation, or he's falling down back to where he was. So tough one, man. But that's why we do it.
Before you get to him, I'm putting him at I don't know. And wait, who are we talking about?
Probably Will Levis.
He has some really nice tools in the rights. Dude, I just don't see it. I wasn't sold to him coming out of college either. Like solid arm strength. Yeah, he has a good arm, but I didn't see anything else on tape that was like that wowed me with him.
Yeah, I agree.
Erratic decision making. I've been listening and guess I dozed off and thought I was commenting, but woke up and you were partway through the.
Hey man, hey, we was actually zooming through the show today, so if you didn't watch it from the beginning, you was gonna miss everything.
Oops.
Nah, but it's all good. And yeah, glass floor would fit.
He texted me to my comments, I guess, because he had left Buku. My bad, Chris. I didn't even see.
Yeah,
I don't have access to the comments. You can look at that guy. I'm usually in here, so but
yeah, my bad.
We're usually really good at comments. Give us some slack, bro.
Yeah, nah. We was in the thick of our tier list, man. So, but nah, man. This is it for the show, man. I hope you guys enjoyed everything we did today, our normal show and our tier list, man. So, judging by the views that we get over the week, we're gonna see if we want to continue doing it. So, we'll see. But definitely like doing this type of stuff, man. So, before we get up out of here, man, anything you gotta say, bro?
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the people watching today. Shout out to Chris for the comments. Great feedback, even though we got to you a little bit later. And we are in the thick of things, getting ready to do the combine, free agency, and the draft. So definitely expect sneaky coaching hire.
About you.
I'm sorry. Bog Stoop, Hoop. I'm not sure, but there's gonna be a lot of that content. I know we're gonna be doing a mock draft. I don't know if we're gonna do it the same way as last year, but I want to do like how I was saying, to where it can be live on the screen and we can do it as they're watching. But definitely keep your eyes open for that. The What If series is gonna come back. The fantasy draft thing will come back. I'd like to do them tier lists with like 90s players or like old school players and stuff like that too. I think that would be a really cool like talking point. We're just trying to adjust and try new stuff to see what you guys like, but we do really appreciate anybody watching. Like you said earlier, if you aren't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, like the video, leave some comments. We love comments. They help us grow and help us do better. And don't forget to check us out on all other major social media platforms, Facebook, X, TikTok, all of that good stuff. And now that the audio stuff is all set back up, if you're a Spotify guy, Apple, or Amazon, you can listen to us on all those audio platforms. But most of all, thank you guys for watching. Like we said before, please drive up the likes and the subscriptions. They really help with the algorithm and really help get the videos out there to where a lot of other people can see our content too. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah. And then Tyler says, hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it, dog. Yeah, that was just something we added like literally 2 days ago. But it's definitely cool, man. But couldn't have said it better myself, man. 27,000 subscribers, man. Couldn't be here without you guys. So we're thankful, and we will see y'all next Sunday, man. Let's see, Chris. We got it.
Hey, brother. Appreciate it, man. We appreciate the feedback.
But we'll see you guys next Sunday, and have a good week.
Peace.
Peace.